again. But I'm about to piss some people off. Every single one of the girls that I know who has a sugar daddy, and I know hundreds of them. I live in Clark County. Every single one of them who has a sugar daddy is sleeping with some other dude for free who's really good looking. Because when women are surrounded by beta, they crave alpha.
Wait.
That is true.
So wait. The title of today's show was "How Important Are Man's Looks to Women?" So are you now all confessing that looks are actually the primary driver of infidelity? Not
Women can program their brain to be attracted to anything almost, I believe. You know, some women are just, it has to be the personality, some has to be the money, some has to be the looks. Some need all of it, some don't need all of it. You can kind of program your brain to anything a lot easier than a guy because men are very visual. Women fall in love with their ears, men fall in love with their eyes. So a man never goes out with a date with a woman that should lose 20 pounds and they're like, well, she only needs to lose 20 pounds. Let me just stick with her and like ride through it, you know? But you meet women all the time that are just like, oh, he's going to school. I'm going to stick with him until he gets a job and he makes money one day and hopefully.
And then he goes to the hippo.
Yeah, women.
Money on Friday.
Women will go on these dates with these rich men and stuff, and that's what they're looking for, like something that's like secure and like financially stable. Whereas men are like more of like visual and like that's how they like are attracted. And honestly, I feel like sometimes I'm more of a man in that aspect because if I'm not attracted to you, I've tried so hard to date old rich men, and I just can't do it.
You can send them to me.
Yeah, I'll outsource them.
West is strong,
We'll give you a cut.
horny,
We'll give you a cut.
young, not interested in rich men, and only cares that you're hot.
If I'm attracted to you, like I like attractive older men who are like in shape.
Yeah.
But like a lot of these rich men, they're so focused on their careers, they don't take care of themselves, and I'm like, I can't do it.
We'll get them a trainer.
This is another. Alvaro, how old are you?
36.
36. Okay. So the thing we were talking about before with and Mackin is one of the people who brings this up is that women generally want to date people about 3 years older than them, and that these men who are in their 40s and 50s who want to date 20-year-olds, it's like misaligned, and the women aren't interested. And the reality is, no.
You just have to be hot.
They're just fat.
You just have to.
Just take care of yourself.
Yeah, that's my point.
I love dating men that are like big.
Hold on a second. Let's look at Alvaro right here. If he was dating a 23-year-old girl and he's 36, do you think that this is misaligned? Do you think he should be with someone more age appropriate, or is he in good enough shape to where this doesn't matter? What do you think?
I don't think that has to do with his shape.
He's probably busy, and she has a lot of free time on her hands. Like a man who works all day and then has to take care of himself. Like that girl, he only has like so much time with a woman, and women think they need a guy all day, but like once they get him, they're like, oh, you know what, this is too much. Right. So bitches are just crazy. You just gotta accept that. That's why so many men are gay. I'm like, I get it. You got sick of us. I get it.
Let me throw something out. I don't mean to put you on the spot, Alvaro, but I have to ask you this question. So if you look up here, that's Alvaro before and after.
Damn.
That is Alvaro before and after. So that's quite a transformation. And goddamn, man, I'm just like that's insanely great.
Can we get a live? Can we stay in person?
So I want to ask you this.
Come on, I'll show you if you show me. I'll show you if you show me.
But before you do, let me ask you this: Did you find that women treated you differently once you started looking like the guy on the left or on the right side rather than the left side?
Oh, in my opinion, and my experience with that is like the body, one side is like the man don't have money, nobody with him. And with the body, it's similar with me. When I looking like that, like the very fat, nobody look at me like what is this guy? But my motivation is, when I was young, it was the girl. For sure.
Yeah.
The first thing.
Yeah, I actually, and I know the Mode 1 guys will disagree with this. I think if it causes you to get in shape because you like women, there's nothing wrong with that. Whatever you got, whatever you need. And by the way, those of you who get off your ass,
absolutely not.
You get off your ass and you start a business, or you become an entrepreneur and you did it for women. Because the thing is, I think you're going to get to a point, and you're probably at this point now where you're not doing it for women anymore. You're doing it for yourself.
Yeah.
And that happens. That takes a while to get to that point. But initially, I remember being in my early 20s, just being the dude not being picked. And everything became about me getting selected. And so everything became about me getting in better shape or making more money so that women would be attracted. And then now on the other end of it, looking back and being like, no, I'm doing this for myself. I'm doing this to make my partners rich. I'm doing this for us. Yeah. I'm doing this for my team. I'm doing this because I'm trying to grow a legacy. I'm doing this for my family members. That's why I'm doing it now. But initially that is. But if that's the thing that gets you off your ass, then it's worth it, because there's too many men on the other end of this. It's like 1 in 3 men who take their own lives, of people who take their own lives, 1 in 3 is death of desperation. I think that's what he talked about it. It's men are taking their own lives at a astronomically higher rate than women now. And the reason why is because they're just being left out of the dating marketplace. So if that's the thing, and by the way, it's also natural when you consider probably the most important thing we do as a human species to keep the species going is to reproduce, right? We don't see it as that important now because there's 8 billion of us, right? There's 400,000 elephants on the planet and 8 billion humans. We won. And so we don't see it as nearly as important as we probably did before, but at the same time, it's like that was the most important thing. The only thing I can tell you about every single one of you in this room is that you are the result of an unbroken chain of almost like a blockchain of DNA where your ancestors did not fail to reproduce. Does that make sense? Some of you probably down the line, 10,000 years ago, maybe had a guy who had sex with a woman, got her pregnant, and then he died right afterwards and wasn't able to raise a child. But as long as you were able to reproduce, that was the only thing that mattered. And so you have an unbroken chain of that. I was reading somewhere, I believe it was 15,000 years ago, there were 6,000 breeding females in the world. In the whole world. I could be wrong. It could be 50,000. But it was some crazy number like that. There was some another number I saw, I believe it was 9,000 years ago. There were 17 women for every 1 man who was breeding.
Yeah,
some
that's
crazy. Like
8,000 years ago.
Shout out to my
before
free cams
agriculture.
for the girlfriend experience.
Yeah, crazy numbers like that. So throughout history, this is the most telling thing. 40% of men and 80% of women on average reproduce. Think about that number. That means there's 60% of men who don't reproduce.
Why
and
more
probably
women should
never
be
had
poly?
sex. Huh?
Why more women should be poly?
Why more women should be poly so that
Yes.
more men can reproduce. Thank you. See what this is like? This is like vagina socialism. I think it's like egalitarian vagina. There you go.
There we go.
It's incredible.
Nobody told them all they needed to do was learn to play drums, and they would have been just fine with it.
So you could take the club out of the dance ring.
Take the club out of the.
Is that why you learned to play drums?
What?
So you could reproduce?
I learned at a young age that girls like musicians. So.
Yeah.
All the motivation in the puss. Like Beck said.
It's okay to learn it
got
for
me in the
multiple
gym in the
reasons.
first
Yes.
If there was no
Yeah.
punani, we would not have buildings, we would not have roads,
Oh, totally
we would not
agree.
have
No, no,
electricity,
it's not-
the wheel would have never been invented. Give me a break. You
it's
did
not-
not do any of that for your bros.
It's not just that, Bex. It's that women are picky. If women weren't picky, we'd all be living in caves.
Men are picky.
No, men are.
I don't know. I've seen some
No,
of
men-
my
men-
friends with
Let me
some
explain
questionable
something.
creatures.
Let me explain to you why you're wrong, okay? Go on Pornhub and look how many different niches of porn there are, okay? There's
Oh, who are you
blondes,
telling? I
fat
had to
girls,
study
skinny
it to
girls,
shoot it.
This girl, midgets. I mean, there's
Here's-
so many.
Here's the difference.
We're not picky.
A man will straight up tell his friends, that girl's ugly, I would never hook up with her, and then hook up with her. That's the difference. They have no shame. If it was all of a sudden offered to them, they're going to hook up with her. That's what'll happen. They don't care. So they survey maybe 100,000 guys, and they say, how many sexual partners do you want in your lifetime? And whatever the number is, want 50, 25, whatever the number is. And then they do the same thing for women. And so they take the two survey groups, and then they stack them side by side. And the median man was in the top 1% of women. Do you understand? Meaning the sluttiest slut porn star you know is not as interested in as much sex as the average Indian 14-year-old.
Oh, for sure.
That's the variety of sexual partners.
But women get shamed about it.
Huh?
But women get shamed about it. But it's getting better.
It's getting better.
I just don't know why anyone cares. I don't want an inexperienced man. I want a man with a high body count. You better know what you're doing. Come correct. I'm not here to teach you.
We're opposite. I'm like,
You better come teach me some
We're
new things.
opposite. I'm like, I'll teach you everything.
Something
Waste
that
my time.
Hey, go ahead, Alvaro. Go.
Girls like you, I feel like you owe the girl prior a thank you. In my opinion, I'm the girl you would thank. I'm like, you're welcome.
Thank you for making us more experienced,
Yeah.
Bex. Now we're all better because of you. Go ahead.
okay, something that I know also for the girl is that they like to find the guy rich, but they have it also the man with good sex.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you, bro. I say this every week. Yes.
I love that.
Every
I love
single
that.
girl. I'm about to piss some people off. Every single one of the girls that I know who has a sugar daddy, and I know hundreds of them. I live in Clark County. Every
One, two,
single
three,
one of them who has a sugar daddy is sleeping with some other dude for free who's really good looking. Because when women are surrounded by beta, they crave alpha.
Wait.
That is true.
Wait,
Go
can't
for
you
work
say
out.
the same thing about women though? You have a hot bitch and then you have the one who pays all your bills.
No,
They have
for
they
sure.
have the one that
That's-
takes care of
I-
their kids, and then the one
No,
that they
I'm
sleep
talking
with
about
later.
both things like that.
Oh, okay. I thought you were just talking about guys.
Yeah.
But you agree it's both. Like you obviously have a baddie that you're hitting, and then you have a housewife who's like, don't lie.
Does your
Place-
laundry.
Well, if you guys would just hit the gym more and make a little more
Not
money.
Alvaro spends all of his time in the gym.
Shout
Get
out,
your body count
shout out
up.
to abstinence. Shout out to abstinence. Just leave these women behind, and then we'll all be happier. Got it?
And the older you get, the more being in shape is a flex.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Peanut shape.
Whenever I hear, wait, anyway, the point of the thing I was saying
Being
like
in shape.
three segments ago is that not that women don't want men who are older, they don't want men who are fat.
Yes.
That's what it
Wait,
is.
we talked about this earlier. The fat above their dicks it hits your clit immediately, so that's great. So that's not all women. And then back to what you said. What did you just say?
I said,
Dick shape. I heard from a gay guy
I
once.
said the older you get, the more being in shape is a flex.
Oh, I thought you were talking about shape because I heard a gay guy told me once if a guy's got a curved, it's because it's a muscle and they jacked off so much that way that it curved that way. And I was like, damn.
I don't think that's the way it
I
works.
don't know.
It makes a lot of sense.
I would ask ChatGPT that first and see if
Yeah,
that's accurate.
perplexity.
I would ask Perplexity if that's accurate.
I like cried one time during.
Funny.
Come on.
I cried one time because a guy had a pencil dick, and so when we had sex, and that was the moment I knew I was like, I can't be with this man.
She likes the girth.
No amount
She's
of
a
money would
girthy
fix
girl.
that.
No amount of money would fix that. I was done.
No, actually, it will. They have enlargement surgeons. Yeah.
I didn't stick around for that.
But-
They don't have any
Stick around
options.
if you know what I mean.
Yes.
Stick around.
Stick around.
Stick around. All right.
But
Good.
anyway,
I got
going
this.
back to
Yeah,
your
this
point
girl,
of like men getting in shape for women and women do it also to attract better
hear
men.
you.
I think bullying works because that's why I got sober and got into bodybuilding and getting into
Bullying?
shape. Bullying, like I had comments from guys being like, I like this with these women that look better than you, and so eventually I like got to a point where it's like, oh, actually, I don't want to look like this anymore. So that's why I got in shape. And I saw a guy from like a few years ago that I used to work with. And he's like, you've been working out. I can tell. Like, I was like, who is this girl? And I was like, thank you. This is what I've been waiting for. I mean, wasn't my only point. I mean, I eventually, like he said, mindset was for me to look better. And that's why I bodybuild because I want a certain physique now. But in the beginning, that was my motivation. Like, to look better, to attract these men without having to do much of anything. So I go to the gym, I spend these hours in the gym so that I could relax the rest of the day and not have to suck it in. So.
Incredible. Shout out to Alvaro and Ozempic.
No, I'm natural. This took a long time.
2025, summer of no Alvaro Ozempic. Sorry, if
Yes.
you come to Clark County, we're fresh
We're
out.
fresh
Because
out.
all,
Yes.
because all the
Sold
bottle
out.
girls bought it, all of it. We don't have
No,
any more
yeah.
Ozempic.
I'm natural, so this took way longer. So
Girl
I had a
Alvaro.
couple years of like, man, I'm not where I want to be. But now I'm at a point, I'm like, okay, cool. But now these girls are catching up to me because they're on Ozempic and Anabol. I'm like, damn it.
We're all natural too. It's cool.
My boobs are real. I don't give a what you say. I don't care how much you insult me. I'm not coming off that story.